Hey guys, it's Zeph here. I'm with Rifkin and we're going to be casting a PvP for you guys. So without further ado, up here in the top right hand corner we have our red Protoss. It is Whiterah.
And his opponent, spawning in the lower left, it is the blue Protoss, Grubby. And Whiterah expressing that he has played a lot of PvP. I guess he's probably happy for a good old-fashioned PvP. And Zeph and I were kind of joking around before this, but I mean, like, these are the two nicest Protoss players playing each other right now. I mean, this will be a good game, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, and definitely two of the most innovative Protosses. They come up with the most creative builds and playstyles, so hopefully they have some treats in store for us.
Yeah, I gotta say, Whiterah is definitely known for his special tactics. Grubby, a very unique player, but if I'm gonna put my top two, no, if I'm gonna say my top three Protoss, I would go Whiterah, A-Bomb, then Grubby. And this is no disregard for Grubby, but A-Bomb's just someone who has been, I feel, unappreciated as he's new to the scene. He's not established, so he's not a big name. But that guy has some of the coolest Protoss tactics out there. And of course, if you guys want, we had a Whiterah A-Bomb show match recently. You can check out the VODs for that on our YouTube channel, which is where I imagine you're watching this video anyways. But just in case, for whatever reason you're not, youtube.com/mapcontrolco.
Yeah, well, so far it's mirrored. I'm actually kind of surprised that these guys are like, hey, look at PvP, isn't that great? Because last I checked, the mindset was still kind of like, ugh, PvP, who wants to play this matchup?
I don't know, I kind of feel that changed a lot with HOTS. In Wings of Liberty, yeah, I feel everybody, both viewers, casters, and players, kind of groan and moan when it comes to PvP. But HOTS has opened up a lot of new doors and windows, and not just for the mid game or the early game, but especially for the late game. I mean, things like Void Rays have been changed so much now, where it's not Colossus Wars, it's Colossus/Void Ray Wars.
Yeah, I do like that the Mothership Core, the new A units or whatnot have changed the matchup a little bit. I'm hoping that when PvP gets figured out, it doesn't fall into the same position as it did in Wings of Liberty, where it's just a pain in the backside to play. But yeah, I mean, if anyone's going to figure it out quickly, it's surely going to be these two players right here. And I think you're right. You know, maybe we'll see some Colossus Void Ray kind of stuff. That seems to be really, really popular at the moment.
Yeah, just to explain a little bit too while we've got this downtime, guys, to explain what we're talking about. Protoss units are so flippin' expensive. If you've never seen a PvP before, basically what happens is you lose one unit, that could literally cost you the game. Like, you have to be so methodical and so careful when you're playing Protoss. Now, there's going to be a lot of situations where, yeah, you see players throw units away, stalkers for aggression, and this and that, but those are carefully decided decisions. If you're caught off guard and you're missing a Zealot for your small army composition, and suddenly you needed that unit to tank for your stalkers later on, that whole thing could just go right out the window and you've lost because of the one unit. And the problem was in Wings of Liberty, yeah, that there was no side options to get around this. TVT, you know, you got tank lines, splash damage helps equalize things. ZVZ Banelings, splash damage helps equalize things. There is no splash damage in a PvP until way late in the game.
Yeah, that's it. And that's why I like the addition of the Mothership Core in PvP. Hold that thought.
Stalker Wars.
Yeah, it's begun already.
They're gonna kill each other. Unless this probe gets one hit on Grubby Stalker, they're gonna kill each other.
Well, the Mothership Core is coming up behind him, so this Stalker could actually...
Nope.
Okay. Nope.
It's just mutual death and a smiley face fall. That is so... I love it. That's awesome. Now this probe is gonna get away from the Mothership Core, as it is, of course, very slow. And it's gotta be careful, because... Oh, Whiterah sneaking in a pylon. Grubby has to know... He has to have seen that. That probe came out of nowhere. Grubby does in fact see that now, okay.
Good on him. He'll clean that up, and now if Whiterah actually still wants to do something, he's going to have to bring another probe out. But for the time being, he does have his Mothership Core and two Stalkers coming along. So it's going to be another mirror battle already.
And here's what's really cool about... Ooh, nice Time Warp. Wow. Actually going to help this a lot. But what I was going to say is the cool thing is you can recover from these fights with a mass recall if you need to. Like, oh, I'm losing that fight, but of course now Whiterah no longer has that option and is in a bit of trouble because of that.
Yeah, sure. I like how he splits up his units, but he does lose the core.
Grubby also going for a Dark Shrine behind this. This is quite cool. It's much cheaper now, so it's not nearly as expensive gas-wise to get out early on.
Yeah, that's awesome. I've seen some tricky games with Dark Shrine so far. I hope this doesn't end up being one of them. It's like one of those sort of base trade scenario things.
Well, while you're on it, okay, this is where it gets a bit funky because he's got his robo. He'll have the observer out in order to deal with the Dark Templar.
Yeah.
The question is, will it be at home or will it be in Grubby's base? More importantly, too, Whiter's also getting his expansion. If Grubby doesn't shut this down or put his own down, he's actually very quickly going to fall behind in this game. I mean, you only need about 2 minutes of mining from an expansion to pull very far ahead in a PvP.
Yeah, that's really true. I mean, it's such a tricky situation. You can't really tell what's exactly going to happen, but the Dark Shrine is finished and 2 DTs are whopping in just below Grubby's main there. They're going to march across. Perhaps if Whitera's out in the middle map and looks at the watchtower and happens to notice those blips on the map, he will make sure
well, the
that
observer
his
is
observer
out.
is indeed. Yeah, alright, it's going in the right direction. It's going to the natural.
Yeah, it'll discover these. I mean,
Yeah.
this is PvP at this point. You know that this is coming. So, okay, where can he... He's got to split his unit somehow. He can't leave anything at the natural because he can't defend 2 places at once right now. He's only got the 1 observer and he's losing quite a few probes.
Nice citizen's arrest there with the probes in the main. Where's the
Citizen's
other?
arrest. I like that. That's good. Oh, look
Alright.
at that force field. Really nice. Can hold this in place.
That was great positioning. Sandwiches it, and that's pretty much shut down. There is a pylon down at the 3rd for Grubby, and he has made a bunch of stalkers and zealots. Looks like he really wants to make something happen.
The thing is, Grubby's going to lose this fight if he takes it right now. The sentries are not going to do a whole lot with the force fields, but they've got Guardian Shield. And when we got Stalker slinging against Stalker, we're not actually going to see it at all. As he just tries to force field.
That Immortal too, such a crucial addition to that army for White Rail. Makes it that much more difficult for Grubby to really engage it. And now he's lost his reinforcing pylon. So he has to kind of reinforce from really far away. The Mothership Corps is trying to harass in the main, but the fight at the front is going down.
The Immortal's down. That was so quick. Now he's only got sentries and a lesser Stalker count. This got turned around on Whiterun in just a second. This is not looking good for him. He's got to overcharge that Nexus. There we go. Turning into the Protoss Planetary Fortress as you will. Whiterun should be able to hold this now, or at least keep Grubby back until the overcharge wears off. And that's what he needs, time, to get that Immortal, to get more Stalkers on the field.
Yeah, that Immortal is desperately being chronoed out like no tomorrow. Some more Stalkers and Zealots have joined the fight. How much energy does his Mothership Core have? Doesn't really have anything just yet. It will have enough for a time warp shortly, and he may need to use that right away.
Yeah, unfortunately the Mothership Core does go down. The overcharge is going to wear off here shortly. This is starting to look really bad for White Raw. The Immortal is out though, and it is busting up those Stalker. Well, not Colossus. But I mean, the Zealot count, the scary thing here, Grubby's got a nice Zealot count with us too, and the Immortal unfortunately does not do that much to Zealots.
Yeah. Second Immortal's about to pop out. Looks like he's really just trying to hold on till that's out. With these next 2 Stalkers, should be able to do a lot of damage. The Observer died too, so this DT has free reign over White Ra's army.
Oh no, yeah, the one, White Ra's trying to get another Observer out, but he wants to be making Immortals right now. He needs to be making Immortals right now.
Oh, this is such smart play from Grubby, noticing that was gone and starting to use those DTs, but White Ra's having none of it. He is making sure he chases all of this down because he knows he needs to fend this off now, or he won't be able to get that Observer out, but it is out now.
Yeah, for a second when you lost that, not only the Observer, but the Mothership Core, I kind of thought that was game-ending damage, but White-Raw holding this very nicely. But those Immortals are about to go down. He can't lose these Zeph. If he loses both, he loses one, but if he loses both, this is going to be it.
Yeah, he's trying so hard to save it, but there's just not enough buffer. The Zealots come in too late.
GG.